story. Oh. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. How many people do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially women. No job, no money. No cause, no glory. No help for poor men. That's what we know. How many people do you love? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out? We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Morocco.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death. We have seen recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So shut the
can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Journalist. I wonder how you make your headlines.
Oh, yes, folks, good morning to you. Welcome to another presentation. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of June, and the year stands at 2026. Beautiful Tuesday in the nation's capital, Monrovia. It's good to be back here this morning after a wonderful presentation on the yesterday. It's good to be back here. And I'm not here alone. I'm Wendell. Esther Daco is here. Aliyu Masale is here. So let's leave. Should we go USA now? No. Esther, good morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of you out there. Good morning to you, Aliyu. It's good to be here on this Tuesday. Wendell, I see a lot of important, interesting stories in our paper this morning. And so, yeah, today is going to be very engaging.
Thank you. Let's go to the graduate father there in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Aliyu, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ben. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Aliyu Masade. Glad to be here this morning.
Okay, that's the voice of Aliyu Masale there in the United States. And folks, this morning we have in our studio they have copies of Front Page Africa and the Inquirer newspaper. As usual, those of you who are watching us, please drop your comment in our comment section. It's always good to do that. let us know where you are watching the show from. So if you're watching us from Europe, America, Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, ooh, just drop a comment in our comment section. We will definitely read them out for you. So, we're 10 minutes into show time. So, let's begin with the front page Africa newspaper this morning. And this is Judicial Beat, top stories, vicious cycle of hatred. George Peabody warns against abuse of power and calls for justice and reconciliation at opening of June term. And let's get to some human trafficking news. Hours torture. Witness leave the stand for identity. Okay. And let's move on. It says defendants one by one recounts abuse and calls them wicked people in Liberia, largest human trafficking trial. And lastly, for top stories, it is time to make full disclosure. Ex-Foreign Minister Kimia says transparency crucial as public pressure mounts over RIA US 90 million drug bust. And those are the top stories this morning. Let's move on with more stories. It says court subpoenas Roberts International Airport management over US 90 million cocaine case or cocaine bust, demanding the evidence. You are hereby commanded to subpoena the management of Roberts International Airport, Lower Maghibi County, Republic of Liberia, to appear before the Titan Judicial Circuit for Maghibi County, Republic of Liberia, sitting in its May term AD 2026 on Monday, June 22, 2026 at the hour of 10 a.m. to produce a shipping roll bill, that's a shipping way bill, and other documents, if any, and all closed circuit televisions, CCTV video footage bordering and relating to the incidents of June 5, 6, 7, and 8 of 2026 and to include May 22, 2026, respectively, involving substances discovered in boxes believed to be narcotic substances, cocaine in the facility of the airport. Edward N. Bwaka, clerk of court. Let's take a few lines from this story. It's very interesting. So let's run you a few lines. Let's see. Okay, we are there. And it says the investigation into Liberia's record US 19 million cocaine seizure has entered a new phase with the Titan Judicial Circuit Court in Maghibi County ordering the management of the Roberts International Airport to surrender key documents and surveillance footage linked to the case. The subpoena issued by the court at the request of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency compels airport authorities to produce shipping records, way bills, and all relevant closed-circuit television footage associated with the movement and interception of the cocaine shipment discovered earlier this month. The rate, signed under the authority of resident circuit judge Victoria Waluba Duncan, directs RIA management to appear before the court on Monday, June 22, 2026 at 10 a.m. According to the court order, airport authorities must produce or provide shipping waybill, other documents, if any, and all closed-circuit television video footages related to the incident involving suspected narcotics discovered within cargo boxes at the airport facility. The subpoena specifically seeks video footage and records covering June 5, 6, 7, and 8, 2026, the period during which airport security officers identified suspicious cargo, conducted physical inspections, and eventually turned over 6 boxes containing cocaine to the LDEA. Significantly, the court has also requested footage and records dating back to May 22, 2026, suggesting investigators are attempting to reconstruct the movement of the shipment and identify everyone who may have had contact with the cargo before its interception. The latest court action comes amid growing public pressure on law enforcement authorities to discuss the identities of those behind the massive drug shipment, which investigators say contained approximately 237 kilograms of cocaine concealed in 6 export-bound boxes. Sources familiar with the investigation say prosecutors are seeking to establish a comprehensive timeline of events, including how the shipment entered the airport's cargo system, who processed the documentation, and which individuals may have facilitated its movement through security checkpoints. The subpoena signals that investigators are increasingly relying on documentary and electronic evidence to determine whether the operation involved a broader network extending beyond those already detained. Legal observers say CCTV footage could prove crucial in identifying persons who accessed the cargo facility, handled the shipment, or communicated with the airport personnel during the days leading up to the seizure. The court's demand for shipping waybills and related records is also expected to help investigators verify the identities of consignors, agents, freight handlers, and any companies connected to the attempted export. The subpoena was formally issued on June 12 and ordered the acting sheriff of Wagiri County to serve airport management and ensure their appearance before the court. The movement underscores the intensifying nature of the investigation as authorities okay, where is it? Yes, it says investigators as authorities seek to gather evidence capable of supporting potential criminal prosecutions in what has become one of the largest narcotics cases in Liberia's history. While several individuals have reportedly been questioned in connection with the case, authorities have remained tight-lipped about the identities of the alleged masterminds, fueling public speculations that investigators may still be pursuing higher level suspects. For now, attention is turning to the evidence expected to emerge from airport records and surveillance systems as investigators attempt to answer the central question surrounding the US 90 million cocaine bust. Who ultimately orchestrated the shipment and how far did the network extend? Meanwhile, in addition to the court subpoena seeking critical evidence in the ongoing investigation, the management of the Rabat International Airport is also expected to face lawmakers on Tuesday as scrutiny over the U.S. 90 million cocaine seizure intensifies. But we'll leave it right there and take one more story from the Front Page Africa newspaper, and then we send controls to Esther for the continuation of the dailies. And this story also has to do with the airport stuff, the 19 million cocaine case. 6 airport security officers, VIP launched EPS personnel under investigation in U.S. 19 million cocaine seizure. RIA tightens screening measures. Will small fish lead to arrest of big hands? Is a question mark to this caption. So let's take a few lines from
Yeah.
there quickly. Let's get a few lines from that story.
Whether we have a small fish already?
There were no other small fish that are trying to catch the big fish. But we won't know. Let's see. Investigations have widened the probe into Liberia's record U.S. 90 million cocaine seizure at Rabat International Airport, placing 6 airport security officers and executive protection service personnel assigned to the airport's VIP lounge under investigation as authorities seek to determine whether insiders facilitated the attempted export of the narcotics. The development comes amid mounting public pressure on law enforcement agencies to disclose the identities of those believed to be behind one of the largest cocaine seizures in Liberia's history. Sources familiar with the investigation told Front Page Africa that 6 airport security officers currently under scrutiny are Mohammed Boria, Roland G. Taylor, Benjamin Rivers says Henry King, Geraldine Zion, and Ruth Bapewie. Ironically, several of the officers now being questioned were among the personnel credited with first detecting the suspicious shipment during routine screening operations at the GLS Mrs. Cargo warehouse. Investigators are seeking to establish whether any airport personnel had prior knowledge to the shipment, whether standard security procedures were followed throughout the process, and whether any vulnerabilities within the airport's security system were exploited by traffickers. Front Page Africa has also learned that all executive protection service personnel assigned to the VIP lodge at Rabat International Airport have been recalled for questioning as part of the broader investigation. The EPS unit is responsible for providing security services to senior government officials, diplomats, and other VIP travelers. Sources say investigators are examining whether any restricted access arrests areas, VIP channels, or special clearance procedures were used in connection with the attempted export of the cocaine. Authorities have not announced any arrests involving airport security officers or EPS personnel, emphasizing that those being questioned remain subject of an ongoing investigation. Security team credited with discovery. Documents reviewed by Front Page Africa show that the cocaine shipment was first detected by airport security personnel rather than narcotics investigators. An investigative report prepared by Roland G. Tiller, acting the system manager for intelligence and investigation at the airport security department, details how the seizure unfolded. According to the report, on June 5, 2026, airport security officers screening cargo destined for an Essen Brussels Airlines flight observed abnormalities involving 6 boxes presented for export. The report states that Officer Ro Bapewie, who was operating the X-ray machine, noticed that the images appearing on the monitor were unusually dense and inconsistent with the contents declared on the cargo manifest. The suspicious images triggered a request for a physical inspection. However, because of the consignor's representative was not present and the shipment was not scheduled to depart that day, the examination was postponed until June 7. When security personnel eventually opened the shipment in the presence of the consignor's representative, they discovered a white powdery substance concealed inside the cargo. The contents appear significantly different from what had been declared on the shipping documents. The discovery prompted a consultation among airport security officials, intelligence personnel, and cargo supervisors before the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency was notified. Subsequent testing revealed that each of the 6 boxes contained 33 parcels of cocaine hydrochloride, HCI, making the seizure one of the largest ever recorded in Liberia. Well, Esther, we'll stop right here because of time, because nothing here on the back page. All we see on the back page, MP at birth, largest container vessel in Liberia's history as port efficiency reaches new milestone. And that's all we can take from the front page Africa newspaper. Back to you, Esther.
All right, before me, like Wendell said, I have the Inquirer newspaper on my desk, and there are interesting stories here. This morning, we see the top one says 16 under Ebola watch, 21 days gone. Dr. Yan demands answers over quarantine travelers. Renowned Liberian scientist Dr. Chris Yan is demanding answers from the government through the Ministry of Health and Infill over the status of 16 individuals placed under observation for possible Ebola infection after arriving from the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. Dr. Yan concerns come more than 21 days after the individuals were reportedly isolated and monitored, a period widely recognized in public health and epidemiological practice as the standard monitoring time frame for suspected Ebola exposure. While emphasizing that no Ebola case has been detected in Liberia, the former Director General of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia also questioned why authorities have yet to provide the public with a comprehensive update on the outcome of the monitoring process. There is no Ebola detected in Liberia. No Ebola in Liberia. Again, so far as I am aware, there is no Ebola detected in Liberia. Dr. Yan stressed. However, he argued that the absence of official communication regarding the 16 individuals has left room for speculation, uncertainty, and public anxiety. The former public health chief outlined a series of questions he believes health authorities should answer in the interest. A completion of this story is on page 10. But in the interest of transparency and accountability, including has the 21-day monitoring period been completed? And what were the final results of the monitoring process? Others are that all 16 individuals have been officially clear of infection. Were any contacts identified from the aircraft on which the travelers arrived? And if contacts were traced, how many individuals were involved? And what became of the monitoring process? According to Yan, such information is critical for maintaining public confidence, ensuring that health authorities remain accountable to citizens. Yan cited a case in Germany involving an American Ebola patient who was isolated and treated at the Berlin Charité University Hospital, noting that German authorities consistently updated the public throughout the monitoring process, helping to maintain trust and confidence in the health system. He argued the Liberian authorities have a similar ethical responsibility to keep citizens informed, especially when public health concerns involve highly infectious disease such as Ebola. Public health transparency and accountability are essential to prevent misinformation, unnecessary fear, and public uncertainty. He maintained the issue has gained additional significance following the Ministry of Health's reported request for US 4.2 million in May 2026 to support Liberia's preparedness effort against the Ebola outbreak affecting parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. Yang contended that providing a status update on the 16 monitored individuals is even more important given the public discussion surrounding the funding request and the government to respond measures. He also referenced the controversial suspension of nurse Paula Bidel, who reportedly disclosed information concerning the same group of monitored travelers after receiving details during an in service training session at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. Beyond the immediate questions surrounding the monitored travelers, Yang questioned a broader warning against what he described as the politicization and commercialization of disease outbreak. He urged that public health emergencies should never be used to generate fear, attract funding, or advance institutional interest, and said outbreaks should not be commercialized or monetized. Public health science and medicine should not be politicized. The scientists further emphasized that integrity, transparency, ethics, and scientific rigor remain the cornerstone of the effective public health practice, warning that any deviation from those principles will further erode public trust in health institutions. As public attention remains fixed on the matter, Liberians are awaiting an official statement from the Ministry of Health and MPhil regarding the outcome of the monitoring process involving the 16 individuals. And we have lots of more stories this morning on our front page here, the Inquirer newspaper. UN chief visits Liberia. Monrovia emerges as rising power in global diplomacy. Liberia's growing diplomatic influence on the world stage received another major boost this week as United Nations Secretary General Sari, candidate and Secretary General of the United Nations Trade and Development, Rebecca Gatespoint, arrived in Monrovia seeking support for her bid to lead the world body. Gatespoint's June 12, 2026 visit marks the largest in a series of high-profile international engagements that underscore Liberia's increasing importance in global affairs, particularly following its election to the United Nations Security Council for the 2026-2027 term. Her visit highlights a significant shift in Liberia's international standing, with world leaders and influential global figures increasingly turning to Monrovia for consultations and critical international issues. One largely viewed as the recipient of international assistance, Liberia is now steadily emerging as a respected diplomatic player whose voice carries growing weight in discussions on peace, security, and development. But let's leave you there. We'll come to the story. LERC, agree on energy auditing curriculum development. That is the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission and the University of Liberia. But let's jump to the back page of this paper. We see jealousy fuel dispute ends in deadly shooting in Bong. Jealousy fueled dispute ends in deadly shooting in Bong.
Few
I think I
lines from
came
there.
across this story this morning on the social media.
Let's take a few lines.
Of course. It says a tragic dispute allegedly fueled by jealousy has ended in the death of a 48-year-old man in Bond County, with police charging a suspect and forwarding the case to court following the completion of the preliminary investigations. The Liberia National Police Bond County Detachment has formally charged 44-year-old Kekula Flomo, popularly known as Big Boy, with murder in connection with the fatal shooting of Harris Kampie in Sonoye district. Local authorities says the the incident occurred on June 10, 2026 and stemmed from an earlier confrontation between the two men over allegations involving a romantic relationship. Speaking at the LMP headquarters in Bangab, Commander of the Crime Service Division, James Kettle, provided details surrounding the investigation and the events leading to the fatal shooting. According to Kato, Flomo and Kankpe became involved in a physical altercation at approximately 7 p.m. on June 10, 2026. During the confrontation, Flomo allegedly accused Kankpe of having an intimate relationship with his girlfriend, claim investigators believe may have contributed to escalating tension between the two men. Police said that although the altercation ended, the conflict did not. Several hours later, at around midnight, Campe was fatally shot under circumstances that became the focus of an intensive police investigation. Investigators said Flomo admitted during questioning that he discharged a single barrel gunshot on the night of the incident. However, he denied intentionally targeting Campia. According to the statements provided to police, Flomo claimed he was walking through a banana farm when an unidentified individual suddenly flashed a light in his face. Police said Flomo told the investigators that he asked the person to identify himself, but received no response. Believing he may have been in danger, Flomo allegedly fired a gunshot. Authorities says he later learned that the person who had been stalking was Kankwe. Despite Flomo's explanation, investigators concluded that sufficient evidence existed to charge him with murder and forward the matter to court for prosecution. However, because Flomo reportedly has difficulty communicating in English, police said his statement was taken in the Kwele language to ensure accuracy and understanding throughout the investigative process. The case has generated significant public attention in Sonoye district, where residents expressed shock over the circumstances surrounding the death. Well, let's bring you our final story at the back page of this paper, The Inquirer. We have performance-based award for judges, magistrates, soon Chief Justice announces. Where it's here, I think we'll take a few lines. The Chief Justice Yami Kwekwe Kwezin has announced the introduction of an annual performance-based award for magistrates and judges within the judiciary branch of government. In fact, I've come to let you know that all judges and magistrates will now be evaluated on performance. We will annually honor the best performing judges and magistrates in our courts system, Chief Justice Quincy declared. Speaking at the formal opening of the June term, AD 2026 of the 6th Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court for Montserrado County on Monday, June 15, 2026, the Chief Justice explained that the award will be based on several key factors. Well, let's leave you here, Wendell, and send controls back to you, folks. This is all we can take from the Inquirer newspaper.
Thank you, Esther. And the Inquirer newspaper been on the stand since 1991 and stay, providing quality services to the people of Liberia. So let's recap those stories we brought you this morning, and then catch up with our break. We come back. We will bring you our talking points this morning. All right, so we started this morning with the front page Africa, and these are top stories we brought you. Vicious cycle of hatred. George Peabody warns against abuse of power, calls for justice and reconciliation at opening of June term. And another story here says, I was tortured. All right, witness witness leaves the stand for identity defendants one by one. That's witness leaves the stand to identify defendants one by one. recounts, abuse, and calls them wicked people in Liberia's largest human trafficking trial. And lastly, it is time to make full disclosure. Ex-Foreign Minister Kimaya says transparency is crucial as public pressure mounts over RIA US 90 million drug bust. And the big stories: supporters Roberts International Airport Management over US 90 million cocaine buzz, demanding the evidence. And lastly, for the front page, 6 airport security officers and VIP launch EPS personnel under investigation in US 90 million cocaine seizure. RIA tightens screening measures. Will small fish lead to arrest of big fans? Is a question mark to this caption. The back page, NPA birth largest container vessel in Liberia's history as port efficiency reaches new milestone. And that's the front page. Africa, the Inquirer, 16 under Ebola watch, 21 days gone. Dr. Yan demands answer over quarantine travelers. Where are they? What's their condition? All right. This is something that we need to know. 21 days have gone, and so we need to know where are the 16 people that were put on the quarantine. Where are they? How's their condition? So we need to know. And Dr. Yan, we are in support of this. UN chief visits Liberia. Monrovia emerges as rising power in global diplomacy. And LERC and UL agree on energy auditing curriculum development. That's all we can take from the front page. The back page, jealousy fuel dispute ends in deadly shooting in Bong. And performance-based award for judges and magistrates soon. Who is saying this? Chief Justice Yama Kwekwe Bisi. Well, folks, those are all the stories we've got to share with you this morning. We're taking a break. When we come back, we will draw you close to our talking points. Stay tuned. This is Freedom 87.9.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Grabby, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price store on Gully Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk.
Yeah, we don't talk to eat chicken. Yeah, we talk the real talk, cause we can walk the walk. But folks, thanks to our sponsor, and graduation parties coming up, a lot of graduation coming up. So those of you who will be throwing now graduation parties and you want to have that, all of the drinks you think to suit the occasion. Well, just make your way to Exeter's Best Price store on Girl Street. If you're around Painesville, Congo Town area, you can go to the Old Road, Smile Road Junction. They have another branch there. And when you take small money, you're going to get plenty things. All right? They are very cheap. Exeter's Best Price store. You take small money there, you're going to get plenty things.
They are very reasonable.
So Esther, let's get to Aliyu. Aliyu, let's hear from you with the stories. We brought the 16 under Ebola watch. 21 days have gone now, and we have heard nothing from the National Public Health Institute of Liberia relative to these 16 people that were being put on quarantine. And also, this 19 million cocaine thing is really, taking the country at large. But let's hear from you, Aliyu.
Okay. Once again, Adi Masari. Oh, thank you, Mr. Nimlet. Thank you, Esther. Thanks to the Liberian people, everybody, for all the prayer, the witches yesterday for my brother graduation. We appreciate you all. Yes.
Yeah. Proud father, you.
Yes, at least I'm coming to be relieved as small. Taking people to school every day, that's a full-time job by yourself. Yeah. The issue here, Mr. Nimlet, those Ebola patient or people that is suspected, I think it is important now for the government to tell the Liberian people the status of those people, where are they, and then let know they shouldn't just keep them there and then they put them out. Nobody know they are not giving the country, the people, any information on what is going on. And this is one of my biggest frustration and disappointment in this government, because everything they campaign, they told the Liberian people they were coming to do, they are far from doing those things. They are never transparent in anything. They don't want to take accountability. Nothing you're talking about accountability or transparency. You people are far from it. So Dr. Nyawa, you said that's the fight. The government had to come out and tell Liberian people, oh yeah, those people that we kept on not correcting were monitoring them. Okay, yeah, they were all negative, and we will be putting them out or relieving them to that family, so and so that let people know. You can't just be doing it and keep people in the dark. You can't give them any information on what is going on. That is not a good sign of any responsible government. That shows some level of irresponsibility and lack of transparency and accountability. So the government had to do something about that. This issue about these drugs, everybody know in Liberia when it comes to drugs issue. The moment they say, oh, they arrested drugs, in less than 15 minutes, they will tell you they were Guinean national, they were Nigerian, they were Liberian. They will tell you who were those people that brought in the drugs. Well, this is going to 2 weeks now. Till now, nobody know who were exporting the drugs out of the country. The government can't tell anybody anything about the drugs issue.
Aliyu, just say you and myself we know, but the people then who on top of it, they know. Yeah,
They know.
you and myself, you know.
And I don't know they want to do the drugs issue like Brian McGay case. I always saying this. We know how rape cases are treated in Liberia. But Brian McGay was different. We need to contact the American embassy. We need to do forensic. We need to do DNA. At the end of the day, they get his certificate. He walked free. Is this how they're going to do the drugs case? Because no drugs issue has happened in Liberia for us to hear, oh yes, this is a national security issue. The name of those people are classified. Are they taking the same trend? the way they change the whole rape issue in Liberia on Brian Magay case, this is not going to be good for this government. And you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you. This is only happening because these are top government officials involved. And I always ask, everybody know what they are good at doing. We had a plane that left from Mexico and went to Liberia overnight. It left from there and went to Sierra Leone. Today, the government, they didn't tell all how that plane went over there. This issue about jobs, this is something Unity Party been doing since 2024. They took office. They've been importing and exporting jobs out of that country. That's why they've been doing. This is not the first time. You saw the Variety newspaper just last month on the 20th. Those people exported jobs out of that country. The Unity Party Unity Party you and I know. Those people, they were the one that started bringing jobs into Liberia. You remember Madam Teddy Kwamba was arrested with drugs in it. Those people, when they took over their first 12 years, they brought drugs into that country. And George Weah being a peaceful man, when he took over the presidency, he said, you know what, I can't take nobody from their job. This is Liberia, we are all one. I will maintain you in my government. They were in George Weah government, they say that exporting drugs in our country. But all the blame went on George Weah. You see the damage that they caused him? And this is why today God is coming to disgrace them in such a form and manner. They were working with George Weah, importing drugs in our country, just how they did it during that 12 years turning. And everything went on George Weah. They used it as campaign tools against him, they removed him. They keep again, they started the same thing. And they even went as elevating it now to exporting drugs out of the country. So then when you say Bwaka do about it, they cost you. You get evidence, you get proof. Oh, yesterday you had evidence when you were accusing George Weah. Why were your evidence? Why were your proof? Why the Unity Party people be so entitled to that? Why they said the previous administration day yesterday when they do it, when you accuse Bwaka, then they get vexed. The government know about this thing. So they know what they do. If they were any common man ever saying they finish what they need. But I think this is a great step. They had CCTV camera to the airport. Now, let's see the footage of the CCTV camera. The car that drove over there with the drugs, those people that went there with it. I don't know if you people are seeing the news on Al Jazeera. Any passenger now coming from Liberia, you will go under security scrutiny. They had to search you properly, X-ray all your luggages and whatsoever. Why? Because they say Liberia are now exporting drugs. You see the image there to the country. America, one of America's greatest ally is now in the habit of exporting drugs, not even in African country, but in Europe. You see the image of the country there. Just quite recently, American closed 30 embassies for visa issuance. Liberia were among the 20 that they selected. Why? Because our relationship with America. See what you're doing. Oh, the Joseph Boakai Charlie putting Liberia on the world map, on the world stage. This is the world stage I'm putting Liberia on to be importing and exporting drugs out of the country. The identical company that were exporting the drugs, they are right in Liberia. Have the government gone there to ask for the CEO? You are the one exporting the drugs. Who brought it to you? Who brought it here for you to export it? And they know all of these things, but because these are government officials involved, that's why they hardly everything. But Liberia name is damaged now on the international stage. You say Joseph Boakai officially. Liberia is now noted for importing and exporting drugs into Europe, not even in African country. I'm sorry for those people that will be traveling with Liberian passport around. You see how humiliated you will be. This is a total embarrassment and disgrace. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's
it brings me to a question, Wendell, where I want to ask: is Bwaka truly the one running this country? Because from some of the video footages we have seen, it looks like somebody who doesn't even know what's happening around him. So, but let's hear from you, Wendell.
No, but actually, it's very serious, Esther. This government is treading on the very, very dangerous path.
Serious.
Look, to where Liberia is right now is not easy. You see, a lot of people went on the social media, was responding to You know, the pastor saying the government is confused. There's going to be confusion until 2029. These are some of the things that we are seeing.
Of course.
How can the government that say they come to rescue the people and we don't see ourselves being rescued? We are drowning. As we speak, there was serious protest at the Rallytown market this morning, not too far from the BTC. You know, the folks were, saying that they have increased the ticketing price and it's too much for them. They cannot afford it. So they had to take to the streets this morning. Abu Yeri said. So you see, I mean, that's how the country is. Everything, how can you bust $19 million worth of cocaine on our airport? And up to now, we can't hear nothing. But the small people, they want to be taking their one low, taking their late in there, that the people then when they catch you, then they put your picture all over the place.
You placard to hold in your hand, just suspect.
Look, Esther, there's no rocket scientist we need to come and tell us that there is no big hands involved in this 19 million drug or cocaine bust. Nobody need to come and tell you. In as much the way they are carrying it, it tells us that there's somebody big involved, that why they don't want to come up. The LDA people, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, because
don't mind all that thing what going on. They say they investigating, they're calling people. Look, this is why I said yesterday, all of the folks at the airport, they need to record them. In fact, to change them. Some of them need to be dismissed. The customs people there, the customs authorities, the Liberia Immigration Service,
the LDEA,
all of them. Because everything they do on the airport there, that's also money business. No proper checking, nothing. People, what kind of bag you call diplomatic cargo? Every cargo that they see, they want that, they say that diplomatic cargo.
Yeah.
So that how they can be bringing the drugs, that how they can be transporting the drug. When you won't go, they say diplomatic
what
cargo.
Diplomatic that you bring into the country that people can check.
People can
but
check.
Besides that, Wintel, every international airport, every airport in a country is supposed to have a CCTV camera.
Yes.
How is it that you cannot use the CCTV footage to be able to discover
to identify
how who brought this?
Exactly.
How did they get here? Did they go through scrutiny and all of that?
When they were to do their dirty thing there, they will switch the cameras.
Can you imagine?
Because they don't want to be on the TV. So when they're ready to do their dirty work, they switch the camera.
Yeah.
When they finish, they put the cameras back on.
And this is something that the security sector really has to look into. We had the same issue with the Capitol building when it got burned.
Yeah.
They were telling us that there's no CCTV.
Can you imagine?
That's
Capitol building.
Institution?
National legislature.
And you're talking about airport, and you say no CCTV.
No CCTV.
So,
can you imagine? No. Nobody need to come and tell us that big hands not involved. Why you think the guy from the DEA was dismissed? The man said it. The man said to fight the drug business will be very tough because the three branches of government, they are part of it. That's what we're saying today.
Of course.
That's what we're saying. Because to bring $19 million, so somewhere in this country, I don't know whether they brought the machines, they brought all of their things, the manufacturing here. Because look, Esther, all the big guys you see in this country, you see the way they live in that kind of, fabulous life.
Yeah.
The kind of cars they drive. Sometimes you go, how the man earning so much, he's driving this kind of car.
Exactly.
So these are the things that the security.
Some of them are involved in
the security before, man. The security before. Look, the country. Why our trained people, man? Why these people who call themselves trained, educated people? They are just allowing themselves to be used by the politicians.
Even the lay ones, that are just officers assigned to the street, they are corrupt.
Yeah.
Then talk about some of them who are assigned to these places that money are thrown in their faces, to bypass certain things and stuff.
I'm telling you, I got a couple of friends. I got a couple of friends on the airport. And once in a while, we go on the airport when our friends come in, when family going, we go and see. Esther, when you always at the airport, you see how the security can be behaving. I said the money business too much. Everybody just want, when they come in home, they want $400-500 in their pockets. Yeah, they want $400-500 in their pockets. They want that money every day. So at the end of the day, all the illegal things can just go. Nobody gonna, bother them. You bring your illegal thing and you carry it. That's how the people operating on the airport. It's a cartel on that airport. They know, the people know who owns this drug. They know the $90 million cocaine. The people at the airport, they know. They need to give some answers.
Yeah, but the problem, who the diplomatic cargo that were going, they need to know the owner of the diplomatic cargo. Diplomatic cargo will be taken to the airport by a diplomat vehicle. Okay.
2024, 2025, 2026. The people say they've been seeing it at the airport, diplomatic cargo. When they want to touch it, they say no, that diplomatic cargo.
I
That
just told you they started doing, they said 2024. That's what they've been doing.
Yes,
They've been doing it since they took over.
yes. So everybody at that
So
airport,
who say a diplomatic cargo should not go on a scrutiny? Okay, let's agree that you don't even open it, but there's something you can pass, your
yeah,
goods through. You'll be able to detect whether
exactly.
there's anything illegal
So
in
you
it or
see
not.
the lady,
So why you not even passing it
exactly
through?
when
At least
they,
you got something to hide.
that's why when the lady put the machine on it, she noticed that the white powder and stuff, they were not things that were declared on the manifest.
See?
She saw different thing in the box, and she saw different thing on the manifest. So that's how I say everybody on that airport. Now one person you need to leave there. The security heads, all of them, they are subordinate there. All of them, you change them. The customs, the NSA, the LDEA, the immigration, all of them, you need to take them from that airport. So a bunch of greedy people they got over there. So every time bad things will come in this country. Well, so let's take a few comments, we'll take calls and go home.
Yeah, and I think we abandoned the actual thing we wanted to talk about, the
Yeah,
Ebola.
the Ebola. Yeah, we
this
still have
this
time.
whole
We can talk about it a little
quarantine
bit. Yeah.
with the other people see, this country as a place where they can just do anything or do their own thing and feel that they don't owe it to the public. They do not believe or think that, the public confidence is required in every society. That is why, since there's a quarantine of 16 people we heard about, the Ministry of Health and MPhil have not provided any update to us as to what's happening, whether the 16 people have been released, whether Ebola was detected. We still have not heard anything from these guys, and they feel that they don't owe it to the Liberian people. They don't have to tell us anything, which is so very wrong. I hope they are listening to us. You owe it to the public. When we heard the information from the nurse, that's Paula Bidel, who you have suspended, and things escalated. People were afraid everywhere, and I think you owe it to the Liberian people. You need to tell us: have the 16 people been released? Do they have Ebola? Is Ebola in Liberia? We want to know. You owe it to us. You need to tell us what's happening. So let's go to our comment section. We will take some comments and then we can go to our telephone lines. Let's see what we have. We have Venetia's Junior Bar. Venetia says, I'm following from Newtown. We have, and he says, we are coming back 2029. We have Honorable J.D. Williams. He says he's watching from Johnsonville. We have Mark Kuman says, good morning, Uncle Wendell, Esther, Uncle Tony, and the rest of the diaspora panelists. And also, good morning to the peace-loving people of Fonde community of the municipal borough of Newtown. We have Mark Kuman again. He says, good morning. I'm following you from Woodbridge, Virginia, USA. We have Roland G. Kine Jr. He says, good morning, Freedom. I'm following from Marshall Highway. We have Karike Passaway. She says, good morning, family.
Good morning, Kadi.
Good morning. We have Roland G. Kine Jr. He says, nice. And he says the government is being selective on the fight of drug. Charles Weah says, good morning, Freedom FM. Family, my name is Charles Weah, following from Jacobtown. Henry T. Toll Jr. says, good morning, my Freedom family. And the weather report man, Uncle Tunis. Well, Uncle Tunis is not here today. And we have Champ Cooper says, good morning, Freedom. FM family. Abraham and Edison says, good afternoon, Freedom. family. I'm following live from my comfortable residence. Let me take this time to appreciate you guys for job well done. And I also want to say happy blessed birthday to our national chairman of the CEO Mohammed A. Dugle. Today is your birthday. Best wishes, sir. As a colleague says good morning. Hassan Payne says good morning. I'm watching you from Douala Market here in Makeke. It's time for this Unity Party government. They should give way to our country because they lied to the Liberian people that vote them to power. Josh Weah is coming back 2029. Clarence Dwyer says good morning, Wendell, and please and a pleasant good morning to Esther. I'm watching this morning via the internet from Roberts International Airport in Margibi. We have Peter one day. He says, good morning, Wendell and Esther. I'm following you from Crown Hill Community. Hilton Willa Jado says he's watching from Greenville City, Sino County. Jiba Kamara says, good morning, Freedom Family. Watching live from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Your thanks, though. And Ezekiel Newman Johnson says, good morning, Freedom FM family, following from Chicken Soup Factory. Thank you for the update. Terry F. Corner says, good morning, following you from Newport Street. Roberta Richard says, watching from Louisville. And we have Musa A. Sharif says, following from Congo Town. Christopher Sikar, he says, Siaka, he says, good morning from Ramsey, Minnesota. And then we have Christopher Osiaka again says, good morning from, okay, that's the same thing. And we have Makume says, my attention has been drawn to the LD in 19 million drugs burst and a conspiracy theory that's surrounding the integrity of the investigation. It's going to be another cover-up. Clarence Obechi Dwyer says, no, Peleme can speak English, but he chose to kill another man because of woman. Good news. The DOC of South Beach will teach him how to speak English. We have Wemel Thomas says, that's Thompson, sorry. He says, I'm following from the Fonday community. Clarence again says, the investigation involving airport officials is just another means of making fun out of the people of Liberia. What can an ordinary airport security officer do to VIP personnel? I think the LDEA wants DNA results before they can give the name of those involved. Stop interrogating the ordinary citizens and go to the real people. You know them. Michael says the entire drug burst is a whole syndicate, but the LDA is just deceiving the public because key government officials are caught on the hook. We have Joseph Weir. He says Waka's son, NSA boss, MPA, MD Richard Kuhn. All these guys know about the drugs business. Musa Sam Kamara says, good morning, my Freedom family. I'm watching from Stephen Tolbert. Musa Sam Kamara, my name. Stanley Buzzer says, good afternoon to the peace-loving citizens of Mama Liberia, watching live from my residence in Congress City. Wendell, Esther, and Aliyu, my concern about this Ebola issue is that this rescue government wants to keep the Liberian people in suspense. Indeed, all those that was quarantined are all outside. This rescue government is a big joke. Well, so far these are all the comments we have, Wendell. Let's go to our lines.
Thank you very much, Esther, and thanks to all of you for your comments. We stay halftime. You can drop your comments. Those of you who are just joining us while viewing the show from YouTube or our Facebook, you can make your input by dropping your comments. So you can call us on 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104. The numbers to call the female line is 0770 297 016. Let's take you as our first caller. Good afternoon.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, Edmund. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Let me say hi to Esther and Masale in the U.S.
Hi.
You know, Power has their own way of executing his punishment against people, and this is just right there for Unity Party. This is not the first time they have secretly, use the airport to send their drugs. But this was the time that God said, you have to be exposed. Because yesterday you ran a narrative that past government officials were importing drugs in the country. In fact, you associated President Weah with it, giving a room, make our resources everywhere. We were there smoking weeds and taking in drugs. And what they did, and the intent for that, it was because they wanted the government not to succeed. That what they did it for. Okay, and in fact, when the man of God gave the prophecy, the information minister said that prophet was trading drugs, cocaine, throughout President Weah's 6 years, but today he unable to trade his cocaine. That is why he's jumping on Joe Walker. But anyway, it didn't end. We're hearing that we are not exporting drugs. All we are asking them, show all the production side, because we are looking for jobs now. Because there is no way that you can export with all you have your production side or having it saved enough somewhere. So we are looking for jobs. You need to show all the production side so we can go and look for something to do. Okay? Because it's great. I don't care what they do to cover it up. There's no way now that they can cover it. Go to the international community. Liberia now is being used as a transit point to export drugs out of the country. So they need to try to keep all the name, but there is no way that they can keep it. Why are they calling the ETS from the executive launch? Okay? The VIP launch, rather. Why are they calling them for investigation? They are investigating everybody around there that are associated with executive.
Okay.
But they cannot call the executive name. But we have the need. They need to come up. They need to say the truth to the Liberian people. This is God doing. Think power thing. The U.S. was rejected by the guys. This is the time that God decided to expose the Unity Party government, and they are confused. This is the confusion the men of God talk about. And they will be confused more. Thank you.
Thank you, David King. I'm sorry, that's Edmond Kai. Let's bring on David King on the show. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you so much, big brother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Darling, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
Yeah. You see, Mr. Nimland, I think our constitution is very clear. You cannot hold somebody for more than 48 hours. That person must be charged and be sent to court. So we are not demanding. Mr. Nimland, I have never been part of any protest. From the time I became a member of the CDC, no protest I ever took part in. On Thursday, the 18th, we are going to come out in our number, calling on the government to make sure that they give us the name of those people. Because we've been told by Denton Waterspoon, who is the chief propagandist, that the person who is associated with these drugs, the person is an advisor to the president. The person see the president every day. The president run with the president from his house to the executive mansion, from the executive mansion to the president's house. So if so, he or she can use to carry the drugs at that airport, and they give it a brand name called diplomatic cargo. I think it is equivalent upon Fitzgerald Diaco and Patrick Comansu and that of what the other women for NSA. They all need to come on now.
Ernest, stop it.
Yeah, Ernest. They need to come and tell us who is the owner of this diplomatic cargo that amounted to 19.2 million drugs.
Thank you, David. Let's leave it there. We have Spencer Mohammed on the line. Thank you, Spencer. Thanks for your
time.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
And good morning to Esther. And good morning to my brother Masale. With that, I am Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast, Borneo, Winter Community, a member of Concern Liberian for Justice.
Let's hear you.
With that, as for me, Nigeria has indeed turned to a narco state. What makes me to say that? Somewhere around November 3rd, 2017, President Boubacar convoy was making way from Sierra Leone to Liberia. It was arrested at the border with drugs into his convoy. When questioned, he told the Liberian said drugs can be used for recreation. Today, he presides over our state as the president, and $19.2 million worth of drugs is arrested. In my mind, it is not strange to me. This is what he has been doing business in, and that's how he has been surviving over the last 6 years. They were behind it. They were the bringing drugs into our country to defame President character. That's why God is exposing them today. Nearly 2 weeks now, we yet to know who brought the $19.2 million drugs at the Rabo International Airport. This is unprecedented when it comes to investigation in our country. Nowhere has investigation lasted for this amount of time. More especially when it involves in the lives and destructions of the lives of the ordinary citizen. This is worrisome, and President Boubacar must do the need to tell us who brought this joy into the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Spencer Mohammed. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to you, this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. William.
Yes. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, sir. Let's hear your name and where you join us from.
I'm calling from Iran, Bongma.
You calling from Iran, Bong Mines?
Bongma, yeah.
Okay, let's hear you from all the way Bong Mines.
Well, we know that this government, we are putting that part to church. We are so much. This is government, I swear it's not only government. They lie, they bring to power, location and so. So they didn't have it, it's not free. It's not free. It's doing a quarter begin and so. More and more disgrace will come to the government. You know you believe it.
Okay.
More and more disgrace will come to the government. You will never believe him. Just write it down today. And the pastor talk in the bigger, when they saw all the drugs, the drug business, you see. We're going to go to the center. You're not going to remove.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much from all the way there, Bong Mines. Let's talk to Masisi. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you for taking my call this morning. This is how to answer my son, Master, and my big brother.
Hello, Masisi.
We still asking the hard question. Would the concern library for justice with behind the men back? Then you tell us who been it. We still asking the hard question. How they just enter the country? Yeah, our country be a active point now for drugs. Yesterday, Boka was taking some BT pattern behind George Weah. We tired with your push because they saw yesterday they were talking about it. What happened today? That was the first time they took power, they brought solar plate. The other one was stuck and wrong. The other one push and start. Now, all Boka again, that we are taking power, you ask the happen and walk off your mind, pa. But at the end, you can be your minister, you come my mind, come my pa. I'm on the platform with them. I'm on the platform, I'll go for them. What we need a question from Boubacar. Let's tell who bring it to us. In our opposition, but now, the CC government, that day, put it all in the street. They carry our children. They make our children put it to me that no. All for carry on, but they begin to take our life away. For what reason we don't do. So the many Boubacar and the gas stuff, let them make sure that they tell us who bring it to us. The question is, they tell the many. We're not begging them with that. They don't want beg for me, I'm not begging them. With the many actors for Boubacar and the people, the minister who brought those drugs in this country. Now for 2 million, it's too much for our country, for our children to consume that. So put it on there and do the needful and tell who bring the drugs. Thank you, my son, with them. Listen out to Masale again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Masisi. Let's talk to Patience Gray. Patience, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Nimes?
I'm fine, thank you.
Listen out to Mr. Masale, Tuni, and this Esther. Mr. Winyo, Mr. Nime, okay, my partner, see. You didn't see them comment doing in Ram, Mr. Nime. You should go up to a Ryan, pocket about Parade and Ryan. Musa Fede so, because Musa Fede was for the real local, you see, I come in many mention, put so into the men how you are here, Mr. Nime. They put 1 minute to tell that Copa for Capital Berry, including this school. Boubacar went to Berry in no time to a war. I will get for a play today. What Boubacar can say anything about it, Mr. Nime. They have expected to cause our money to come and refuse to call people named Mr. Nime. You are in a country where the poor protesting all around or going to opinion, asking for body one and get window to follow the street.
Yeah.
all in the name of bringing we are government down. You think that we are in power, they think happen by now, starting now we are. You are a little partner around put it on my state for hospital, telling you what I know. May I hate to say that why Joe Paris saying here for. Today, they want to insult you. But anyway, you didn't wear. They put one capital jobs, they meant to what I come chaos job, JOP. You know, from all jobs. So everything they meant to give way capital, they almost the direction. When you hear the message, NGO come. Why would see NGO go? You say, Sudi, my dad, I go. You come all job, why would see that jobs wasting? So you think the kind of men will get something for the just see that we're talking one more time, we'll shut up. And now, concern la for justice, we put pressure on the government.
Okay.
This one, you know, I can have myself in place, they can't invest in the government. You put pressure on the pressure on our president. We are the very mayor, right? The place I said, no, to deal with, okay? They will come after you. You lie, my man. I said it to the boy, you can come arrest me, but we'll tell it too. We'll
Okay.
for justice. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Patience, great. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you, Mama?
Yeah, my name is Manamwe from Makibi.
Manamwe. That one, you know.
The one up where there.
I'll be saying yes, Go ahead. Let's hear you, Mama.
We tell God thank you that Pastor Rebecca character. Because this job we are the person who have bad job we are. Or by own mind, we tell God thank you for your listening here. The people who have master money bringing draw in the control here that was tarnishing the repetition of job we are. So they God expose them. You see how Pastor Rebecca character? So the God that exposed them, the God will deal with them. We tell God, thank you that today the our job we are breaking, that was destroying their children. They got different kinds of it. So we tell God, thank you. Say hello to Tony, all your co-hosts.
Okay, Mama.
I tell God, thank you for you.
Okay, man. I'm with. Oh, well, Adi. Oh. Okay, let's take some more calls. We gotta go. Let's talk to you, this person. Hello.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Mifet.
Good afternoon, Hussein. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Big Brother. Let me say good afternoon to Esther.
Good afternoon.
Yes, following from my reading room this time around in District 2.
Your reading room?
Yes, I have a research room that I'm reading from.
My man, go ahead, talk. Every day you get things that we can see it. Hussein Kiao. Go ahead, let's hear you, Hussein.
Thank you always, Big Brother. First of all, let me appreciate you guys for very high critique and very brilliant analysis on the happenings in the country. For some of us who support the agenda in good faith, this is what we follow and make our own contribution to the discussion. So, in relation to this issue of the just that is discussed in every comment, you know, one thing I told one of my friends, if we just think everything should be political, then we will get nowhere as a country.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
The reasons why you see over the period people go to court and the lost cases because the government will not have sufficient evidence. When you go to court, it's not personal feelings, it's not emotions. You have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. So we arrested Murray Middle, work for George here under the previous administration. People walk out of the court scot-free because the government, the prosecutor, would not provide all of these substantial evidence to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. One of these administrations, that was experienced because it is not a docket. It is in the file of the Ministry of Justice. So what they say we can do, we got to change it already. Can we go further and prove, and get all of those evidence that when we go in court, those people who are involved will be indicted. Because mind you, today you're pushing for the names to be called. If those names are called, they will say, okay, get with those persons. Then I go to court, and the government cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt. Mr. Nime, I will walk free out of that court, and I will say the government lost case. And you know how many
because of those judges, right? You have to give a scratch, you have to host the juror. It take a whole lot. I just want people to understand for these bases.
Okay.
The government will not have there is a law that every information.
Yesterday, Hussein, yesterday I was singing the song, Joe, we are bringing Kush, and Joe, we have been off the stage almost 3 years now, but we're seeing all. So I want to call diplomatic. Let Hussein, we gotta leave you right there. Let's leave it. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you so much, Hussein. Thank you for your contribution. Let's talk to Sayon. Sayon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, William. Thank you, William. And thank you to Esther and the rest of the crew. You know, William, this is the dishonesty we get about these people who support the Unity Party. They are very dishonest and disingenuous. You know, yesterday when drugs were found in this country, immediately Joseph Boakai and his surrogates said it was George Weah that brought drugs in this country. They accused the president, they accused the president's wife, even the president's home, even his official. When lab do they get to know that the law how to take his code? You see how hypocritical these people are? These people are the most dangerous human people ever seen in our country. And by 2029, people should be put out of this country. They are very evil. They were very disingenuous and wicked and lying yesterday. Today now, they're telling you, me and myself in the face, we should give investigator change, we should wait for the court. You see how dangerous these people are? Yesterday, they were all in the street, saying all kind of things, spoiling this country name, thinking that they were spoiling Georgia name. Now it has hit them in their faces. Yeah, one official were the one that was involved in drugs. We know the names that will come out, you will be shocked.
Okay.
Now today they are going around telling people we should wait, we should wait. We will not wait. We demand the names. They see when the parade bucket roll, the parade penetration, they must bring the people name outside immediately. I mean, they should not sugarcoat it. They all know. They know who is inside. They know.
Okay.
Honestly, when I mean, you know the party poor man. They too. This is genius, man. They're the fun people to sit down. We don't need them around here. They are wicked set of people. Thank you, William.
Thank you, Sayon. Thanks for your contribution. Roland, Michigan Okai Senior says, I'm watching you from the city of natural beauty, Owens Grove City, District Number 1, Grand Bassa County. Emmanuel Bro, hey, Spookuru, what's up with you, my brother? He says, good morning, Winda and Esther. I'm watching you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA on this Tuesday, June 16. Thank you so much. And folks, that's how we go home on this edition of the Prime News. Thanks to all of you for your contribution. Yeah. Thanks for always putting Liberia first in everything you do. This is the only country that we have. You see what is happening in South Africa now. All the nationals are on fire. I'm telling you. But for Liberia, we welcome everybody here. This country is so peaceful. Liberians, people with kind heart. We are good people. We are open to everybody. You come and make life here. You see, South Africa now, they're chasing the Nigerians, they're chasing all the nationals out of their country. But Liberia, with all the things happening at Liberia-Guinea border, when last you heard Liberians going after Guineans? No, we are not the kind of people. So thanks to all of you. We'll be here tomorrow, God's grace, Esther and I, together with the USA team. And we said thank you. Sarah Tulip, thanks for watching. We got to go. All right, folks. Bye-bye.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go.